Hello there everyone, this is Seb and that's Grizo. Not sure if you can actually see him, but he is sitting next to me here and he's probably going to be all over the place because that's usually how these things goes. Welcome to another vlog thingy, which once again has been a while, hasn't it? But yeah, some things have been changing on the channel, so I figured, might as well do a bit of an update video, sit down and have a bit of a ramble. It's always nice to do that now and then. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do. I need your opinion too at some point probably. Would really appreciate if you could give me your insights so I can better set out a strategy for the future as well, and hopefully make this channel better for everyone involved, and be it, me as a content creator, you as a content, I want to say consumer, but a consumer is kind of a dirty word, isn't it? But, the viewers, basically, is what I'm trying to say there. That sounds much nicer. It's about a year ago, no, even less, like last year in March or April, I got back into YouTube, and I just wanted to say a big thank you for all of you guys who've been watching and just, being so welcoming in welcoming me back to the platform and just enjoying the videos again. It means a lot to me, and just to illustrate a bit how much it actually means to me, because it might not be too obvious, but I have had so many medical issues, and one of the main concerns for me was that I got it kind of turned me into a recluse, basically, because I have a real big issue in filtering out stimuli. So it's hard for me to go out and enjoy myself because I drain very quickly. So it has been amazing to find that I can actually have some interactivity through this means, like through the video making, and in particular with the streams. It's just a lot of fun to, have some interactivity with people again, because we are social creatures after all, so that was something that I was really missing. And it's still not the same as going out and doing stuff, but it is still better than just doing nothing with anyone anymore. So for that, I really want to thank you guys for being so welcoming and just engaging in that interactivity with me. It does mean a lot to me, because that is giving me something back that I had lost for a while. So that's just really awesome, and I can't thank you enough for that. And the channel itself is actually doing pretty well. I mean, it's been almost a year now, and by leaving it in the dust and basically ignored for so long, I lost a partnership with YouTube, which it's not a big deal because I never really made any money out of it anyway, because I didn't tend to put on the ads that make the most money, like this non-skippable crap that you see all over the place. But I'm not entirely sure if YouTube actually puts channels that are partnered in the algorithm differently than the ones that are not. I'm not entirely sure, but just about a week ago I got the opportunity to opt into the partnership program again, which was really fast, by the way. I don't know if that's because I was partnered in the past, but it was like a few hours of clicking I want to sign up, and it was like, okay, you're in. Okay. An hour later I was full with all the copyright claims, which was something that I didn't miss at all. To be fair, those were probably on there already, but having stuff turn red where they are green otherwise, it makes them more obvious. But those counterclaims, you can already prepare for those. But I digress. It's not a big problem. This is really why I want to hear your opinion, because my channel hasn't been growing that much in the way of subscribers, which is actually probably for the better, because as I say, I really care much for the interaction, and the more people you have, the less attention you can give each person. So I'm not too worried about growing my subscriber and viewer base too much. But the important statistics on the channel have actually gone up, which are watch time and views in general. So that's great. That's also why I was able to partner again. But I'm kind of not sure how to go forward with that partnership in general, or just like with the channel as a whole, because I love making the content and I don't need money. Like I can live a comfortable life, it helps that you don't need, that I don't have a lot of needs, as being a recluse does tend to also have one of those benefits. But I also must admit that I just cannot make as many videos as easily as I used to. So I need more help, like in general, not only with videos but outside as well. And there's lots of people who are helping me, luckily. But some of those more technical helping hands, you do want to give something for that. So in that regard, some extra income would be nice, I suppose. But I don't it's always this fine balance, like what can you do, what can you not do. And there's just some things that I just don't feel comfortable doing as well, as I mentioned already, like the non-skippable ads. That's just something that I don't feel like I want to ever include. And I just want your opinion on some things that I've been thinking about on doing as an option. For example, I have the idea, like with the partnership program, I actually am thinking of like ads. They don't make that much money in general anyway, so I'm actually thinking of maybe putting ads on my videos, but only after like 72 hours. Like, give the actual subscribers, those that I care most about, the opportunity to watch the videos without ads when you are, one of the first to actually view them, the videos. You don't have the ads, and afterwards I put ads on them for for if the video some reason tends to catch up later on, I don't know, but just want to pass it by you, like what's your opinion on that if I do it like that. And again, like if I put ads on a video, it's only going to be the ads that are on the side of the videos, or the ones that are like in front or after a video, but the ones that you can actually skip. None of the other crap, none of the sponsored cards, none of the ones that are like underneath the video. Those are annoying. Don't want that. And also in general, if you feel like you want to use an ad blocker, please by all means use an ad blocker. I use one myself. Some channels I do want to support, I click off the ad blocker for just a moment. I click some random ad and click out of that right away. That's just something you can do to actually help content creators, but by all means, if you want to use an ad blocker, go right ahead. As I said, like ads, they will never make that much money anyway, so I'm not too worried about them. I actually kind of debated, like, should I just leave all the ads off, but I don't know, every cent kind of helps, I suppose. And it's that balance. I don't need the money for my living expenses, but I want some money to actually give to people that are helping me out. Making too much money is probably an issue for me as well. Might actually get me into trouble. So, if things actually catch up, I need to really see how I can even arrange that. But where there is a will, there is a way, I suppose. Another option that some people have opted, like why don't you start a Patreon? I'm kind of open to that, but I also am very cautious about a Patreon or something like that. I'm actually, if I go that route, I'll probably enable YouTube memberships and possibly a Ko-fi account, which I find is more accessible than a Patreon. They take less of the money you actually invest into a creator, which I find a more fair deal for everyone, except for Patreon probably. But yeah, I there's some things that I just am very cautious about in starting something like that. One of the things is that I want to avoid a divide. I don't want exclusivity for a certain group and this expectation, like I paid for something, so where is that? I don't want to have that. So if I start something like that, it would just be like a tip jar basically, where you can offer up some money, but it's not going to I'm just not interested in creating this divide where if you pay for a membership you will get exclusive like videos. I don't want that. Just not some. Everything I create should be available for everyone. Basically, what I'm saying. So, having said that, I'm not actually sure if there would be still interest in any Patreon at all. I mean, I might invest my time in that, and if everyone's like, well, if there's no awesome perks that I'm interested in, then screw that. So, again, let me know. What are your opinions in that as well? If I have this membership set up, like what would you be looking for in kind of perks that do not take away from just the average viewer as well? Because again, everything I make will be available for everyone ever. That is one guarantee. But maybe there are some other things. Like one thing might be like if I have a membership set up, or not a membership, but like you could order, for example, like a sort of commission for a review maybe, and you become the producer of that video. It's not much, but that's one idea that I might have. But yeah, if you have any ideas in that regard, like what kind of perks would you be interested in, and what kind of perks would really put you off, or would this whole thing put you off in general? Like, okay, if you do that, then screw you. That's fair too. I'm just really investigating different things and see where we can go with that. And any money that goes in there, goes back into the channel, either via help through editors or graphic designers, which I'm also very terrible at in general. But I love making videos and I'm full of ideas, but I just don't have the energy, especially when it comes to editing. I can't do that as well anymore. And also, some money might go into equipment or new stuff to actually go over. Because I tend to break stuff. I just got, if Chriso would allow us, I just got a new SD card here because this time with cable, because I had it where the reader was just on the USB thing. So I go behind the PC. I forget it's in the slot in the USB port, and crack, it goes kaput. Another thing I just recently picked up is one of these, like a bit of a splitter, so I don't actually have to get behind the PC all the time, which would be nice, so I don't break stuff all the time. But stuff happens. That's cool, and we'll just adjust and go forward with what we have, and usually we will find a way. And some things I am looking forward to doing is possibly more CDI stuff. I'm going to. I have found an old friend who's willing to, make the CDI a bit more up to date with current standards and give it a nice RGB out. So we'll be sending that off soon. Looking forward to that, so we can have a bit better fidelity when actually making videos on the CDI system. Working on a small CDI related video as well as another review. There might be some reviews where I go back to older games as well to give them another chance, because when looking back at my older videos, I tend to be very critical of a lot of the games. It was kind of the flow at that time, I suppose. But yeah, I want to give those some of those games a better look, and just a more positive look at the games on themselves, and not be too judgmental. Also, something I'm thinking of is possibly go over some advocate guards, basically give them like maybe do a bit of a tier list on the tier list of the different games on the different cartridges, and give them my quick reviews on those as well. And those are around, I know, but I just feel like it's something fun to do, to go over a variety of games. And one angle that's different is that now we are further in the life of the advocate, and I find the advocate a really interesting system, because it has a nice bunch of curated games, collections you can actually play. And now that the updates are out, things have changed since the cartridges actually got released, and also there are new cartridges. So, opinions on some of the earlier ones might have changed. For example, I find it real difficult now to highly recommend the first Atari collection when you also have a arcade collection, which happens to have a lot of the same games, just much better in my opinion. But I don't want to get too far ahead of that. And apart from that, my opinion is vastly different from the opinions of others as well. So it's just like something I am thinking of. Not entirely sure I will do it yet, because that's another thing I will do that I might not have the energy for, but we'll see. Another thing I've really been enjoying is actually the streaming, because believe it or not, but the streaming has actually been a kind of a relaxing way for me to make content, because if I make normal videos, I do the scripting and the filming and such, and it's kind of stressful to make everything click and work. And when I put it on the stream, it's basically like you put on the camera and you just go and you'll see what happens. And you usually, stuff goes wrong, which is part of the streaming experience. But there's no time to stress over things and make it perfect. So in that regard, it is actually kind of relaxing. And as I mentioned in the beginning, just like the comments, I really enjoy. Like the direct interaction you have during a stream is really fun. So I've really found that a really good way for me to actually make content again, and just enjoy playing some games and just enjoying my time with people again. Crack open a beer, check out some games. For those who are unaware on the schedule, basically what I have in mind is like on the Sunday it will be more of a variety where I check out different games. Currently I'm mostly playing through my collection of Commodore 64 cassette tapes to test if they still work. I want to get rid of them. I need to get rid of them. But I want to figure out like which ones are actually still working, which ones don't. So I know what I'm actually passing on to anyone else. And if anyone has any interest in those older cassette tapes, do let me know. And in the midweeks I want to actually play through games. So currently we are playing through the 11th hour, which has me stumped. Like every 5 minutes I find a new puzzle, if I can even find a new puzzle. And it's just fun figuring things out with chat and just going through some games. And I want to I do those on Wednesday, and I want to try and also do those on Friday, and maybe add another day down the line, so we can actually go through some games, just play games from start to finish. And some games I will know, some games I might not know, and I will mostly try to focus on things that are suggested through the chat. I have some ideas for that, and I am working on making that happen. I'm not too familiar with the whole streaming thing yet, and how stream bots work and all that. But I am trying to figure that out and get something set up where people can just add in some suggestion that gets saved to my computer and get a nice little point system set up. So, you know, there's some incentive to be more vocal in the chat and actually have some redeems and such. So if you have some suggestions or experience in setting that up, do let me know as well, because I would be very eager to learn more in that regard as well, and just make some improvements, because I'm very new to that kind of stuff, but I am very much enjoying it. And yeah, that's basically my updates, I think. So yeah, once again, I do want to thank everyone very much. Grizo is having a bath here. Once again, thank you so much for watching and enjoying the videos. It's so great to be back, and just again, I'm just amazed how welcoming everyone has been. There's so many great videos on the whole platform, and for some reason, some of you guys are still choosing to check out mine, and I can't thank you enough for that. So, you know, I hope to make it up to you guys soon with some more content, and yeah, I hope you will enjoy that as well. Until then, guys, thank you very much. Take care for now, and see ya later. As usual, I say, the muzzle.